Hi everyone, welcome to Learn Science with Divya. Today we are going to start our first chapter, Matter in our Surroundings. Look around your surroundings. You will observe variety of things. The air we breathe, the food we eat, stones, clouds, stars, plants, animals, a small drop of water, or a particle of sand. They have different shapes, sizes, and textures, and they occupy a particular space and have mass. Or we can also say that they have both mass and volume. So, do you know anything that occupies space and has mass is matter? Matter can be classified in many ways. Early Indian philosophers classified matter in the form of five basic elements, and they are also known as the Panch Tattva. And they are air, earth, fire, sky, and water. Okay? Then modern day scientists evolved two classification systems based on their physical properties and chemical nature. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about physical properties of matter. Matter is made up of particles. This means that all matter is not continuous but consists of extremely small particles. Let's take an example. Take a 100 ml beaker, put water in it, and then add salt or sugar in it. After some time, you will observe that salt disappears. So salt just seems to disappear. Actually, salt particles spread into the spaces between water particles. Okay? And you can also take another example, like add few drops of ink into the water. After some times you will observe water has absorbed ink's color. Ink move and will mix with water particles. And these particles are very tiny, so tiny that they cannot be seen with the naked eye. Okay? How small are these particles of matter? Let's test this by another example here. You have to take a 100 ml beaker again, put water into it. Now add 2-3 crystals of potassium permanganate and mix it with water. After some times you will observe the color of water changes into pink. Then take 10 ml of the solution, put it in 90 ml of clear water. Again, take 10 ml of solution from this one, put it in another 90 ml clear water and keep diluting the solution like this 5 to 8 times. You will observe that water has still this pink color. So what this experiment shows, that just a few crystals of potassium permanganate can color a large volume of water. It means that particles of this potassium permanganate spread into the spaces between these water particles. And you can do other activities also. You can take 2 ml of Dettol instead of potassium permanganate, and after repeated dilution still you can observe the smell. So particles of matter are very small. They are small beyond our imagination. So what are the characteristics of particles of matter? Particles of matter have space between them. We saw many examples, whether it is sugar, salt, Dettol or potassium permanganate, they all got evenly distributed in water. We can say that particles of sugar or salt get into the spaces between particles of water. So this shows that there is enough space between particles of matter. Second characteristic is particles of matter are continuously moving. This means the tiny particles of matter are never at rest. They are in a state of continuous motion, and this motion is called kinetic energy. This motion increases when the temperature increases. We can also say that heating makes particles move faster. Let's prove it by some examples. The smell of perfume or agarbatti. So when someone sprays perfume or lights incense in one corner of the room, its smell spreads everywhere. This happens because particles of air and perfume are moving continuously and mixed by diffusion. Okay? And we just saw an example of potassium permanganate in water. And we know hot milk or tea aroma spreads faster than cold ones. Why? Because higher temperature makes particles move faster. So continuous movement of particles proves that matter is not still but dynamic. Third characteristic of matter is particles of matter attract each other. They are held together by a force of attraction. So this force keeps the particles bound and gives matter its shape and volume. This strength of attraction differs in solids, liquids and gases. Okay? In solids, the particles are very close together with a strong force of attraction. That's why solids have a fixed shape and volume. In liquids, the particles are not as tightly packed. The force of attraction is moderate. The liquids can flow and take the shape of a container. In gases, the particles are far apart with a very weak force of attraction. That's why gases fill the entire container. Let's take some examples of solids, liquids and gases. We know chalk or iron rod is a solid form of metal. It is hard to break a chalk or iron rod because the particles are tightly bound. Now water is a liquid form and we can move our hand through it, showing moderate attraction. Air is a gaseous form. It is easily compressed because particles have very weak attraction. So the difference in attraction explains why matter exists in three states: solid, liquid and gas. We will discuss about these three states of matter in our next class. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.